Hello, everyone. It's really exciting to share with you a concept that I call disease hacking. I've written 15 books over a span of 45 years, and I've looked into every aspect of what it takes to not only live a life disease-free, but to live a life of high focus, intention, passion, and improve your relationships, improve your career, to have the energy to perform into your later years. Now, having said so, I am 67 years young, and the truth is that I suffered from health problems myself. When I was 12 years old, I suffered from chronic diarrhea and gut problems, and I was severely overweight. Although I had lost weight to make weigh-ins for football in an abnormal way of fasting extreme, but I eventually gained all that weight back and more. And so I did suffer from the chronic gut problem, and the doctors couldn't help me. And I found a way through reading a few textbooks on nutrition, and it said, maybe I should go dairy-free because Latino and Black and Asian tend to have a problem with dairy product. I went off the dairy product, and sure enough, my gut problem cleared up almost immediately. I experimented, went back to consuming some milk and dairy. In fact, recently, my gut inflamed really badly. And recently I went to a Whole Food Expo and I was sampling a bunch of different things, trying to be careful to make sure everything was dairy free. And it just takes minute amounts. In fact, one sample had some goat milk in it. And people always tout, oh, you can drink goat milk because it's much safer than cow's milk and it's closer to the biological spectrum of human milk. No way. I had a small sample and I was really sick for quite a while, for about a day and a half. But I can tell you this, that I'm very careful about what I call the 7 pillars of health. Why? Because it's my plan to be the longest lived, healthiest individual in history. I'm going to show you examples of people like Bernardo Lopello. To me, he's my hero because at 114 years of life, he stood upright. He was physically active up to his last days. He passed away in his sleep with no chronic diseases whatsoever. So it's true that the human body has incredible resilience and capability. However, most people, and by the way, there are over 1 million people in the world that are past 100. However, a sobering fact, only 4 people are past the age of 111. So something happens in the human physiology. So I've been investigating what I call advanced therapeutics for a better part of the last 45 years. And I've been implementing these into my daily protocol and teaching my clients and those people who are fortunate enough to work directly with me. We have a live-in facility in Corona, California. And also I take on a few VIP clients at my home facility in Costa Mesa next to Newport Beach. My offices are in Newport Beach. I was, as mentioned, the director of the Nathan Pritikin Better Health Program. Dr. John McDougall, a good friend, and I presented at one of his events. He asked me to please, because he knew I had a huge library of Nathan Pritikin's original work. And it was only a few weeks ago that I uploaded that entire library with abstracts, Pritikin's original notes, his slides, and I'm going about representing those original talks because it's so clear in my mind, even though that was close to back in 1978, almost over 40 years ago, that I worked with the great Nathan Pritikin. And many people, including Michael Greger, have attributed Nathan Pritikin with his current amazing career and his work in How Not to Die, which I interviewed Dr. Greger on my amazing podcast called Beyond Human on Spotify, iTunes, and iCloud. And the truth is that John McDougall says that he stands on the shoulders of the mentors of 3 individuals, and Nathan Pritikin was quickly mentioned as one of the most important. I was blessed because I worked right alongside Nathan Pritikin. I heard what he had to say to his clients, to doctors, and to adversaries, and on the media. And so I was selected by Nathan Pritikin to go in the community and start a community-based program called the Pritikin Better Health Program. And from that experience, I went on to develop Delgado Medical. I hired Michael Clapper, MD. Many of you know who Michael Clapper is. He worked for me in Torrance, California, as our chief physician and director at that facility. And it was exciting at those days because we were the early pioneers. In fact, we ventured to present talks throughout the communities over an 18-year period while I was on live talk shows on radio, drive time, Christian radio from 6 to 6:30 p.m. virtually every evening. And it was with that experience that I realized that the public is getting so much misinformation just based on the questions that I would get asked on these talk shows. And when I opened it up, the microphone open and chat and talk, I got many of the same questions over and over and over again. And I wondered, why are people so confused about protein? The number one most confusing thing for people is, how do I get enough protein? And do I really have to eat animal protein to get a high quality? I'm going to go so far as to say, and I'll have proof to this, that animal protein is very inefficient for human needs. And to build a world-class physique, in fact, some of the fastest men in the world, the strongest men in the world, are using all plant-based foods, maybe 3% animal foods, up to 7%, and some completely plant-based, like Nehemiah Delgado, although the name is similar, obviously last name, we to my knowledge, are maybe long distance relatives, but he has been plant-based his entire life, never ate an ounce of meat. And the truth is, he's a world-class bodybuilder. Now, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I'm a world strength endurance competitor. And I've led Team USA to 2 world championships against the world's strongest men in the world in what's called strength and endurance, kind of like kettlebells, but they swing the ball quite a bit. We have to stage the weight and then lift right overhead against gravity. So it makes it much more difficult than swinging a ball like in kettlebell. We have put forth a program that can allow you to perform better, to feel better, to look better. And yet the ravages of aging continue, even in the plant-based community, even under the most perfect plant-based diet. I would suggest to you that you need to know beyond that understanding of how do you adjust for your hormones, which will decline miserably just associated with aging. It's a consequence of aging. And yet we have novel ways to enhance and restore our hormone levels to youthful optimal levels. I'm even going to show you something I've never shown a group before, my actual recent lab work, which actually I have the printout in the other room, but I put it and transfer it over to one of the slides. It will astonish you to find out what my optimum testosterone level is, as good as a 22-year-old, even though I'm 67 years young. That's why I can outperform almost every 20 and 30-year-old in strength and endurance competitions. It's because I optimize my hormones, not excessively. I don't use anything synthetic. I understand how herbs modulate hormones and bring you to ideal peak levels. Dr. Ron Klatz, who is the co-founder of the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, stated about my new book, Disease Hacking, which, by the way, this book, Disease Hacking, is not available to the general public as of yet. We're making it available to those who apply for coaching at fromthedoctors.com, and then you click on the little tab called Apply. And we will then welcome you with an evaluation. Your first event, which we do weekly events, is free, and we include the book, ebook, all 25 chapters that I've worked on for 12 years with all my inner secrets, absolutely free with your first application. If you follow up, it's only $1 a day for 3 months, $99 for 3 months, money back guarantee. I'm not here to give you a commercial, but I'm here to tell you that the importance that you will learn, according to what Dr. Ron Klatz stated, is it will help you to restore your body's ability to process hormones, address the root cause of a laundry list of seemingly unconnected symptoms: poor immunity, acne, belly fat, insomnia, infertility, sexual dysfunction, fatigue, mood swings, and various chronic diseases such as cancer and autoimmune diseases. I'm going to address that during this talk. Robert Goldman, who is the actual CEO of the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, made those statements along with Dr. Ron Klass. Joseph Maroon, team physician for the Pittsburgh Steelers, based on decades of clinical experience and scientific knowledge. This well-researched book and the course I'm going to purport to you in this section today, Disease Hacking, provides the secrets to looking young and indeed feeling great at any age. I love this quote from John McDougall, MD. Dr. Delgado is a pioneer in the field of nutrition and human health. I have worked with him since the 1970s. You can expect no nonsense when you follow his teachings, and the results can be nothing short of miraculous. Don't overlook this opportunity to enhance your knowledge about diet and health. Even Mark Victor Hansen, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. Dr. Nick is a rare, unique, and original thinker whose tested wisdom can be trusted in these uncertain, fast-changing times.